Hi.
Hi, how are you?
You're a bit high up there.
Patriarchy. We're in,
No, we're just trying to figure this out. Well, can we see the top of your head?
Yeah, but this bottle thing is so...
Don't worry about it.
If you're sore... Actually, we have to take a photo of our setup. We will show you a photo of our setup. Hey, I like your nails.
Oh, thank you. Green.
You're going to be holding that mic like that. Right.
I don't know. How do I do it?
Well, it's pretty good. So you may not need to go so high. You can go a little bit lower.
So
it's kind of like
this?
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Okay.
We can test it and see what it's like.
All right. So take one.
Hello.
Hi. So I am Simon and that's
Vanessa.
No.
We've changed a bit over the years.
I'm Vanessa. This is Simon. And this is our very, very, very first YouTube video that we're going to be uploading because we want to share our 2025 journey with you.
What's happening in 2025?
Well, how about we go back to the beginning, way back when, in January.
Well, I'd even go back even more.
Oh,
years ago,
true.
When
20s.
My wife, Vanessa, she's always a big planner, big dreamer, always thinking about...
I'm an ideas man.
You're an ideas man.
Hashtag the castle.
And I remember her years ago going, it'd be awesome to have 1 year overseas, working overseas. And Vanessa has all these awesome ideas. And
that was probably before we even had kids too.
Right, yeah. Okay. I'm a little bit more kind of conservative in my ideas.
Probably more realistic.
Maybe more realistic. So I was never really that excited about it. But, she'd always throw it out there.
Okay.
Every now and again.
All right. So a couple of times we thought about it semi-seriously, about traveling to somewhere in the world and staying there for maybe 6 months or something.
Or a year.
But it never transpired because we could never think of a real reason to go and to leave everyone. So give you a bit of background. So I am a teacher, or was a teacher for the last 15 years, and so give you a bit of our background. So I am a teacher, or was a teacher for the last 15 years, and Simon?
I work here as a counsellor, so I help people and been doing that for about 6-7 years.
Yeah. And so at the beginning of 2024, I was thinking, I think I'm at the end of teaching. Loved it as a career, but it was time to finish up. And so I'm thinking, maybe I can start looking at some other kind of work, maybe still in education. And then our daughter, our youngest daughter, so we have 2 girls, Jess is 30 and Bella is 25. So Bella, who is living in the UK and has been for the last 2.5 years, tells us that she is...
having a baby.
Yay! So it's her first. Our other daughter, she has, at that time, she had 3. She now has 4, which is wonderful. And slowly but surely, the thought occurred to me that maybe we could go to the UK.
Yeah. So
it seemed like a good idea. We thought maybe the fact that the baby was going to be born in October, maybe we can give it a go. And so we set out on our journey.
Yeah, I remember 2024 sometime in the year, and I said to Vanessa, I think I'm excited about this too now. You've been excited about it for a while, but I think we can do it, and let's trust God. And I want to, let's do this adventure with you.
Yeah.
And then it began.
And then we were like, how do you do this?
What do we do? And
the fact that we're much older. So we actually, today is our 32nd wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, hon. And so we thought, well, people who are in their 50s, it doesn't seem like visas would be easy enough. But long story short, my grandmother on my dad's side, she was born in Scotland, and under UK laws, if you have a grandparent that was born in the UK, you can apply for an ancestry visa. So that was great. So I went and tracked down her birth certificate, her marriage certificate, uncovered a few skeletons in that closet, actually, probably for another video, um, and and applied. So we'll probably tell you a little bit more about the visa journey.
Yeah, it's quite a journey.
But I think on this side, so we're now in the UK. On this side of it, there was a lot to do. So we kind of made a list of the things we needed to do. That list was very, very long, and it actually, I think, got longer.
And we both had different lists, I think.
Yeah.
We never combined our lists, so
yeah.
Who knows what you were doing and who knows what I was doing. We got it.
So we had to organise, I guess, we had to leave our jobs. So had to give notice. That was probably the first thing the giving notice.
Yeah, giving notice.
For jobs.
Yeah. And then also we were thinking, okay, maybe we can rent our house out. So a lot of the months leading up to us going to the UK was getting our house ready and all the things you have to think about by making your house a rental. So we have a pool, so we needed to get the fence. That was one of the first things.
That was the
getting
shock.
Our fence.
So we had to get our pool fence. We had to get right. So a certification or something.
Yeah. And that was our first little hurdle setback. I thought, okay, well, we've got to do all these crazy things to our fence, and then it kind of went on from there. One of the big jobs, we have a property with quite a big backyard, and over the years, we've been in our house for 10 years. So a lot of our trees have decided to grow up, and we never really, I never, I'm generally the guy that does the backyard, all the lawns and all. That's my duty, and I like doing it. But over the years, they grew really tall, and
it was nice shade.
Oh, we really didn't want, if it was going to be leased out, we wanted to make our backyard just a bit more maintenance friendly, a bit easier to look after, cutting trees back with a chainsaw.
Lots of blood all over his arms.
Yeah, lots of mess.
He kept his limbs.
Kept all my limbs?
Get it? That was a pun. 2 limbs.
Oh, I like it. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, so preparing for the house was a lot of work.
So yes, but the hardest thing for us was the applying for the visa, because we knew so little about the process, and the visa agency that you go through, it's not like you can call somebody up and ask them all your stupid questions. You have to pore over the UK visa and immigration website, and it's fairly helpful. But when you don't know what you don't know, you're probably going through different levels in your age and that. So I think of all the visas that we could have gone for, ancestry visa was probably the most straightforward. But still didn't feel like it. So, but those of you who are interested in it, so a couple of things you need to know is it's through a company or an agency called VFS Global, and apply online, and the application is actually through the UK visa and immigration website. So they'll ask you all your connections. So they want to know that you're an upstanding citizen and that, you're a pretty ordinary person and there's no red flags with you. Now, you cannot go for your visa interview until 90 days before you expect to fly out. So by that time, you need to make sure that you've booked your flights so that you know when exactly that you are going. And so I remember being so nervous, desperately wanting to book earlier than 90 days, but no, you cannot book. So we planned to leave in January, and so finally got to book it, went to the place. Tell us about that experience, hun.
So it's in the city in Kent Street, and you approach the building and it almost feels like an airport security area. You've got actually a security guard there.
Oh, when you go up you go up the lift, come out the lift, it's very ordinary looking. Yeah. This tiny little door.
Tiny little kind of door. and
there's us and other people standing around.
Just
like,
looking
are we
around.
in
They
the
all
right
looked.
place?
Yeah, we all looked a little bit lost. We've all got our paperwork,
Yeah.
and then the security guard obviously saw us and would pop his head out and go, "Just wait here, and I'll let you in." And you had to go in one by one, and then so you went in first.
Yep. And then went into the next room where you sit at some waiting, some chairs, and you're watching these two little booths. So two people who are serving different people for their visa applications. And even then, you don't know whether you've got all the right stuff there. So there are suggested documents, but you're not sure if the ones you've got printed are the ones they're happy with. And then you go in there, you get your biometrics done. Did we get it done the same day? Yeah. So fingerprints,
face scan,
facial recognition, all of that. And then they say, we'll let you know.
And then was this a waiting game?
Just a waiting game. So that kind of starts the clock ticking.
Yeah. So you already booked flights?
Yeah. And you're questioning, will it work? Will it not? Are we going to go? I don't know.
Yeah.
In the meantime, our daughter Bella's getting more pregnant.
I'm chopping more trees down in the backyard and
painting and
we're what else do we?
We're having arguments about how we should make it rental ready.
Yeah, so lots of preparation, checking emails. Is it coming yet? And then one day,
no. So before that day, sorry, keep you in suspense.
Everyone's just on the edge of their seat right now.
So our beautiful granddaughter came into the world in October of 2024. Our beautiful Hazel.
At the time of the birth, communication just went silent for hours and hours.
Yeah, that was hard.
We just didn't know what was happening there. And Liam sent us a message, Bella's husband, saying, "Pray for Bella. She'll need, she's
about to go in for surgery.
Your prayers right now." And then there was nothing.
Nothing.
So we
messaged.
Were like, what's going on? It was.
They both had developed an infection, and Bella had sepsis. I decided to take a flight over to the UK to just help out and help them in that first few days. And thankfully, everyone at work was pretty kind about that and understanding. During the struggle of jet lag, and Liam says to me at 10 o'clock at night, "I think your visa came through."
Oh, right. That's true.
This is why I'm telling the story.
Right. Actually, no, what happened was I got the email.
Yes.
You were asleep.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So, yes, we got the visa. We were very, very excited.
Yep.
Another setback was when you came back from Australia after that whirlwind.
Oh. So fly there, stay there a week. So, can't get over jet lag, come back. A week later, I'm not feeling the best. I start to feel sick. A couple of years before, I'd had long post-COVID symptoms and this strange fatigue, and thought I was getting that back again. But actually, what I had was pneumonia. So dealt with that probably for another month. So that made everything really hard. I remember being exhausted just sitting up.
You found it hard to breathe. You were constantly on nebulizers.
So pretty bad asthma. So that made all that worse. So I started taking a particular medicine that is and needs to be refrigerated unless you're about to use it. There's a website called MedActive, and that website has the biggest cooler bag that I could get. Keeps the contents refrigerated appropriately for 36 hours. So that was really, really helpful. So what do they do in YouTube? I'll leave a link at the bottom.
Link in the description.
So that's really handy to know.
Make sure you subscribe also.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell.
Press that button.
And it'll be straight in your inbox.
Anyway, long story short, so that was that. And then we decided to stay over at Tokyo. And I emailed the hotel and asked them about refrigeration services. I get an email back. Of course, we would love to help you out with this. We have refrigeration and, freezer services. Of course they do. However, we do have other customers who might need to use the same facilities. So if we don't have enough room, basically it was tough luck. Figure it out for yourself. Anyway, long story short, thankfully they did have all of that and everything was quite easy. So we dropped it off at the cloakroom, picked it up, and we were on our way.
Wow.
All right.
That's a lot. So I think we'll just leave it there for now.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then we'll...
So I guess we want this channel, for those of you who have actually gone right to the end.
Yeah, well done for hanging in there.
We want this channel to just be people sharing our experience of the next year of exploring England, of sharing our lives with our family over here, and
the things that we've learned along the way that might help you if you want to do the same thing.
Yeah, hopefully you inspire you.
Yeah. So I think the next video we'll talk about the first week in the UK and what we got up to. And right now, what it has been, like fast forward, it's already been a week and a little bit, and we're celebrating our anniversary. And we are in a quaint little old hotel in the Cotswolds. Is that right? Is that how you pronounce it? Cotswolds?
Cotswolds, yeah.
And what's the
16th? So this is a 17th century hotel.
Yeah, it's very, very, very lovely.
Yeah,
we're
obviously
above
updated.
A pub, so we're going to have some pub food tonight.
Yep, next hour or so. Yep, looking forward to that.
And we'll talk about our first week in our next video.
Okay.
Cheerio.
Ta-ta for now.
So this is our first.
Edit that out. Stop it! I'm going to edit it out. Though we do want our grandkids to be watching this and our kids to be laughing at us.